Here are Grandpa's 35 old life hacks you'll wish you knew before. Fry potatoes with lard. Crispier, richer, and full of old-school flavor. Frying potatoes in lard brings them to life. Heat a generous scoop of rendered lard in a cast iron skillet over medium heat. Once hot, add your sliced or diced potatoes and fry until golden and crisp. Flip occasionally to cook evenly. Lard adds a depth of flavor and crunch that oil just can't match. Grandpa used this method every Sunday morning, and breakfast never tasted better. When the pan's wiped clean, it's time to stretch that morning cup just like he did too. Stretch coffee grounds with crushed roasted barley. Make coffee go further with roasted barley. Mix equal parts crushed, roasted barley and used coffee grounds, then brew as normal. The barley adds a rich, nutty flavor while extending your coffee supply. Grandpa did this when beans were scarce, and it's still a thrifty, satisfying trick today. Plus, it lowers caffeine while keeping the bold taste. Once the mug's empty, there's a gritty but satisfying way to clean up hands after a hard day's work in the garage or garden. Clean, grimy hands with sugar and oil. Sticky, greasy hands get clean fast with this simple scrub. Mix 1 tablespoon of sugar with 1 tablespoon of olive or vegetable oil in your palms. Rub together for about 30 seconds, focusing on tough spots. Rinse with warm water and pat dry. The sugar exfoliates while the oil breaks down grime and leaves your skin soft. It's cheaper, better, and faster than most hand cleaners. With hands clean, it's time for a lesson Grandpa lived by. One that saved more than just time. Measure twice, cut once. Grandpa didn't waste a thing, and this old saying kept it that way. Before making any cut, whether wood, rope, or fabric, measure the length carefully, then double-check before bringing in the blade. It prevents waste, saves time, and ensures precision in any hands-on project. Mark lightly with a pencil for extra accuracy. A moment of patience here avoids hours of fixing later. And once your cuts are clean, there's one more way to bring back the shine to something even older. Clean tarnished silver with foil and baking soda. Give tarnished silver a second life using just kitchen staples. Line a bowl with aluminum foil. Shiny side up, add 1 tablespoon of baking soda and pour in hot water. Place your silver pieces in the bowl, ensuring they touch the foil. Let sit for 5 to 10 minutes, then rinse and buff dry. The foil and baking soda create a chemical reaction that lifts tarnish without scrubbing. It's a gentle, chemical-free polish Grandpa used to keep family heirlooms gleaming, and it still works like a charm. Grate carrot into tomato sauce. Add natural sweetness and nutrients to your sauce with a grated carrot. Peel and finely grate 1 medium carrot, then stir it into your simmering tomato sauce. Let it cook for 15 to 20 minutes, allowing the carrot to soften and blend in. The natural sugars in the carrot balance out the acidity of the tomatoes without needing added sugar. It's a simple touch that deepens flavor and boosts nutrition. Once the sauce is just right, it's time to turn leftovers from the field into cleaning tools. Scrub pots with corn husks. Don't toss those husks, use them to clean up. After shucking corn, bundle the husks into a makeshift scrubber. Use them with warm, soapy water to scrub pots and pans, especially ones with stuck-on bits. The fibrous texture makes them gentle yet effective, and they're biodegradable too. It's a clever, zero-waste solution that gets the job done. Once the dishes are spotless, there's another corn-based trick ready to soak up the mess where things get greasy. Use cornmeal to clean greasy spills. Cornmeal quickly soaks up grease on floors or countertops. Sprinkle a generous layer over the spill. Let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes, then sweep or wipe it up. It absorbs the oil and helps reduce slipperiness without smearing. This trick is especially useful in kitchens, garages, or even under leaky equipment. 1 scoop, and the mess is gone. Now that the floor is clean, let's talk about a clever cup swap that's straight from the garden. Substitute coffee with dandelion root. When coffee was scarce, Grandpa brewed roasted dandelion root for a warm, bitter substitute. Clean and dry the roots, then roast them in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes until dark and fragrant. Grind and steep just like coffee grounds. The result is a rich, caffeine-free drink with earthy depth and digestive benefits. It's a throwback that still holds up. And once your mug's empty, there's one more dry ingredient that solves a pantry problem. Stop sugar clumps with rice. Keep sugar smooth by adding a simple moisture blocker. Place a few grains of uncooked rice into a piece of cheesecloth or a tea infuser, then bury it in your sugar jar. The rice absorbs excess moisture, preventing clumps and hardening. It works for salt shakers too. Just make sure the grains are contained to avoid mixing. Add oats to ground meat. Stretch your ground meat and boost its texture with oats. Mix half a cup of rolled oats per pound of ground meat, blending it evenly before cooking. The oats absorb moisture and fat during cooking, making the meat juicier and helping it hold its shape. It's perfect for meatballs, burgers, or meatloaf, and helps stretch a meal just a little further. No one will notice the swap, but they'll taste the comfort. And speaking of fixes, Grandpa had a saying about certain tools. If you can't fix it with duct tape or WD-40, it probably wasn't meant to be fixed. Grandpa lived by this rule, and it worked more often than not. Duct tape held things together. WD-40 got things moving. If something was stuck, he'd spray it. If something was loose or cracked, he'd tape it. Simple tools, simple solutions. And if those didn't work, well, time to let it go. That no-nonsense approach also showed up in the kitchen, especially when patching things that needed a quick seal. Patch cracks with flour paste. Fix small cracks in paper, cardboard, or even walls with homemade flour paste. Mix equal parts flour and water until you have a thick, glue-like consistency. Apply with a butter knife or your fingers, then press the cracked area back together and let it dry. As it hardens, the paste holds surprisingly strong. It's an old-school repair method that still works today. Once everything's patched and holding firm, it's time to sharpen up tools that have gone dull. Sharpen scissors with foil. Dull scissors can be revived in just a few snips. Fold a sheet of aluminum foil several times to create a thick strip, then cut through it with your scissors 10 to 15 times. The repeated cuts hone the blades, improving sharpness with every pass. Wipe the blades clean after sharpening. It's a fast, easy way to extend the life of your scissors without fancy tools. With those blades ready to go, let's turn to a leafy remedy for life's little aches. Wrap swelling with cabbage. Cabbage leaves aren't just for cooking, they help ease swelling too. Peel a few cool, clean leaves and wrap them gently around the swollen area, then secure with a cloth or bandage. Leave them on for 20 to 30 minutes, replacing with fresh leaves as needed. Cabbage contains anti-inflammatory properties that help draw out fluid and reduce puffiness. It's an age-old remedy for sprains, aches, and even sore joints. Buff wood with used tea bags. Don't toss that used tea bag. Use it to shine dull wood. After it cools, rub the damp bag gently over wooden furniture or floors. The tannins in black tea help clean and enrich the wood's natural color, while lifting light grime and fingerprints. For extra shine, buff the surface with a dry cloth afterwards. It's a gentle, chemical-free way to refresh surfaces using something you'd normally throw away. Once the wood's looking warm and rich, there's another age-old rinse worth bringing into your routine. Rinse hair with rice water. Rice water strengthens and softens hair naturally. Rinse 1 cup of rice thoroughly, then soak it in 2 cups of water for 30 minutes, stirring occasionally. Strain the liquid and pour it over clean, wet hair after shampooing. Let it sit for 5 to 10 minutes, then rinse out. Packed with amino acids and vitamins, rice water helps reduce breakage, boost shine, and improve scalp health. Use once or twice a week for best results. And now that your hair's healthy, let's soothe something that aches a little deeper. Saltwater gargle for sore throats. Ease a sore throat with an old, reliable remedy. Mix half a teaspoon of salt into a cup of warm water. Stir until dissolved, then gargle for 30 seconds. Repeat several times a day as needed. The salt draws out moisture from inflamed tissues, reducing swelling and killing bacteria. It's simple, effective, and takes just a minute to prep. After soothing your throat, there's a way to make your pantry staple last longer without anyone noticing. Stretch honey with warm water. Make your honey go further without losing its sweetness. In a jar, mix 2 parts honey with 1 part warm water and stir until smooth. The water helps thin the honey slightly, making it easier to drizzle over toast or stir into tea, and it stretches your supply without compromising flavor. It's a thrifty, clever trick when you're running low. Once the honey jar is handled, let's turn our attention to ripening fruit with a little help from another. Ripen tomatoes with banana. Speed up ripening by pairing tomatoes with a banana. Place your unripe tomatoes and a ripe banana inside a paper bag, fold it closed, and leave it at room temperature. Bananas emit ethylene gas, a natural plant hormone that encourages ripening in nearby fruits. Within 1 to 3 days, your tomatoes will turn red and juicy. It's a smart way to salvage underripe produce. As one fruit brings another to life, there's always another small trick waiting in your kitchen. Cook rice with coconut oil. Cut calories and boost flavor by adding 1 teaspoon of coconut oil to your boiling water before cooking half a cup of rice. Once the rice is cooked, cool it in the fridge for 12 hours, then reheat to serve. This method changes the rice's structure by increasing resistant starch, which the body digests more slowly, reducing calorie absorption. It also gives the rice a subtle, nutty flavor, a small tweak with big benefits. And once dinner's cooking, there's a fresh way to keep unwanted guests out. Repel mice with peppermint. Keep mice at bay with a strong scent of peppermint. Soak cotton balls in peppermint essential oil and place them near entry points, under sinks, or behind appliances. Replace every few days to keep the scent strong. Mice dislike the powerful aroma, making it an effective natural deterrent. It's a safe, non-toxic solution for the home. While your space smells fresh and stays pest-free, there's another clever way to make those stubborn sticker labels disappear for good. Remove labels with vinegar. Are you tired of struggling with sticky labels? Soak a cloth in white vinegar and press it over the label for 5 to 10 minutes. Once the vinegar softens the adhesive, peel the label off easily and wipe away any leftover glue with the same cloth. The acidity in vinegar breaks down sticker residue without damaging the surface. It's especially helpful for jars, bottles, and plastic containers. With your jars now label-free, it's time to stretch another cleaning staple just a bit further. Stretch dish soap with vinegar. Make your dish soap last longer and cut through grease better. Fill an empty bottle with equal parts dish soap and white vinegar, then shake gently to combine. The vinegar boosts degreasing power while thinning the soap slightly, making it spread easier and last longer. It's budget-friendly, effective, and works wonders on grimy pans. Use it as a soak, spray, or direct scrub. Once your dishes are sparkling, there's one final trick to clean something even soap can't fix. Remove smells with steel. Eliminate stubborn odors from your hands, like garlic, onion, or fish, by rubbing them on stainless steel under cold, running water. Use the side of your sink, a spoon, or a steel soap bar. The steel helps neutralize sulfur compounds that cause lingering smells. Rub for about 30 seconds, then rinse and dry your hands. No soap needed, just simple chemistry in action. And just like that, the scent is gone. While another unexpected kitchen helper waits in the wings. Make tea from orange peels. Turn leftover orange peels into a soothing tea. Peel an orange, then chop the peel into small pieces. Boil 1 to 2 tablespoons of chopped peel in 2 cups of water for 10 minutes. Strain and sip warm. The peels are rich in vitamin C and natural oils, offering a citrusy, calming brew that aids digestion and boosts immunity. Add a bit of honey or cinnamon for extra flavor. While your kettle's still warm, there's another way to give kitchen scraps a second life. Compost onion peels. Don't toss onion skins, feed them to your compost. Gather dry, papery onion peels and toss them into your compost bin or pile. They break down easily and are rich in nutrients like potassium and calcium, which enrich your soil over time. Just be sure to balance them with green materials like veggie scraps or grass clippings. It's a no-waste way to give back to your garden. And speaking of wise habits, one old rule has always stood the test of time. Don't spend what you don't have. This was Grandpa's golden rule, plain and simple. Before making a purchase, ask yourself, do I actually have the money for it? Living within your means keeps debt low, stress down, and savings up. It's not flashy advice, but it builds real freedom. Carry cash. Wait 24 hours before buying and budget for what matters. What lasts isn't always what's new. And when it comes to the kitchen, the same kind of smarts stretch ingredients into something even more satisfying. Mix butter with mashed potato. Add richness to your mash with butter, but not all at once. Mash your cooked potatoes while warm. Then mix in softened butter 1 tablespoon at a time, stirring between each. This gives a smoother, creamier texture and deepens the flavor without overworking the starch. A little butter goes a long way when added gradually. For a bonus boost, fold in herbs or roasted garlic. With comfort food on the table, there's another old remedy that brings just as much warmth to your chest. Honey and onion syrup for coughs. Soothe stubborn coughs with this time-tested syrup. Slice 1 small onion and layer it in a jar with raw honey, alternating layers until the jar is full. Let it sit for several hours or overnight until the honey draws out the onion's natural juices. Take 1 spoonful every few hours to calm irritation and ease congestion. Onion's natural compounds and honey's antibacterial properties make a powerful team. As the cough fades, the pantry still holds more secrets. Stretch liquid milk with powdered milk. Make your milk last longer without watering it down. Mix half a cup of powdered milk with 1.5 cups of cold water, then combine it with 2 cups of fresh milk. Stir or shake until fully blended. This creates a full quart of milk that tastes nearly identical to fresh while doubling your supply. It's a smart, frugal hack that's especially handy during tight weeks. Once your milk is stretched and stored, you'll want to put a little unexpected shine back into something else. Shine shoes with banana peel. Give dull leather shoes a fast polish using a banana peel. Rub the inside of the peel over the shoe's surface in small circles, then buff with a soft cloth. The peel's natural oils and potassium help clean and condition the leather, leaving a smooth, subtle shine. It's chemical-free, quick, and smells better than shoe polish. After your shoes are looking sharp, remember that even the most hard-working souls need time to pause, just like the land itself. Work hard, but rest harder. Even fields need time to recover. Grandpa always said a field that never rests never yields. Just like soil, people need space to recharge. Taking time off isn't laziness, it's strategy. A well-rested mind and body come back stronger, more focused, and ready to grow. Whether it's a quiet morning or a full day unplugged, make rest part of the plan. After all, even the earth doesn't produce nonstop. And speaking of the harvest, here's a way to soften something sweet that's hardened over time. Soften sugar with apple peels. Bring hardened brown sugar back to life with a few apple peels. Place the sugar in an airtight container, then tuck in 2 to 3 fresh apple peels. Seal it and leave it for a day or 2. The natural moisture from the peels softens the sugar gently without altering its flavor. Once it's soft, remove the peels to prevent molding. No hammer needed, just a little patience. Now that your sugar is saved, it's time to keep another pantry staple, safe from spoiling. Keep rice dry with bay leaves. Protect rice from moisture and pests with bay leaves. Slip 2 to 3 whole bay leaves into your rice container and seal it tightly. The bay leaves act as a natural insect repellent and help absorb excess humidity, keeping rice fresh and dry for longer. This old trick works for flour and legumes too. A fragrant, low-effort way to preserve your staples, and one that stood the test of time in Grandma and Grandpa's pantry alike. For more contents like this, click here to subscribe.